Hello and welcome to Hands-on Python course. We have installed Notion and now I will do this as completed. I will finish this. Now the next task is to install Anaconda. We are going to install Anaconda. To install Anaconda, we are going to go to our web browser and if you search for Anaconda, this is the link. Anaconda, the world's most popular data science platform. Indeed, it is the most popular one. And here is Anaconda's official website, and in products, you see individual edition. We will set up individual edition because it's free. The others are paid. So in individual edition, I will click on download and it will move to the OS selection part. I'm using Windows. The other operation systems links are here. So for this 64-bit, I will download this and it's now start downloading. Let's wait to finish. Okay, download has completed. So let's install. I will click on the exe file and it will start installing. It will prepare first. Now you will see it says welcome. Just I will say next. I will agree the license agreement. And for user selection, you can select just you or all users. If you select all users, you will require admin privileges. Then I will click on, I will leave just me. I will click on next. And I will not change the default location. I will leave as it default and click on next. This part is important because you need Anaconda in your pet environment to use Anaconda prompt. Let me show you this. If I come here to command prompt, this is Windows command prompt, CMD. If I click as conda -- version, it will give that is not recognized. And also if I check for Python, again, it will say that it doesn't recognize Python because this is what is missing in the pet environment. So we need to add conda to pet environment to be able to use as this in the conda prompt in Windows command prompt. Okay, so I will select add Anaconda 3 to my pet environment variables. Also, I will register Anaconda as my default Python 3 interpreter because I have other Python installed also on my machine. So I will select as Anaconda as the default one. I will select yes. It says there's already the same version. So I will click on install. It will install Anaconda for me. It will take a little bit while depending on your configuration on your machine, so don't worry if it takes long, it will finish eventually. Finally, it finished installing, it's completed, so I will click on next and it says that Anaconda comes with PyCharm. We will install PyCharm later on, so we don't need it for now. So click on next and finish. I don't want any tutorial or getting started guide. I don't want them, so I click on finish. It finished installing. It will not start by default, so we have to start it by ourselves. So go to Windows menu. If you click on Anaconda, I will first open Anaconda Navigator. So Anaconda Navigator will launch. Since it's the first time we are using it, it may take a little bit long. Don't worry, it will start Anaconda. Now Anaconda Navigator is here. It started. So this is the main screen of Anaconda Navigator. You here on the left, I am in Home tab. We see there are in virtual environments. I will talk about them later on in this course, and about the documentation. Here is the learning part, and here you see the application as base. This is the base virtual environment. We will talk on that. What we need is Jupyter Lab for this course. Jupyter Notebook is also included in Jupyter Lab. So if you install Jupyter Lab, it will install also Jupyter Notebook. So I will click on install for Jupyter Lab. It says that starts installing. It may take a little bit again. It says environment location not found, not Anaconda environment. This may also happen to you. You click on OK. So it installed Jupyter Lab. Now we can start. We can launch Jupyter Lab. I click on launch, and in my default web browser, it will open the Jupyter Lab. Here is Jupyter Lab. By default, it will start on port 8888, or if it's full, I click on 2 times, so it opens also 8889. This is the same, so I can close any of this. Now this is my Jupyter Lab environment. On the left, you see the folders area, which we manage our folders and files. On the right, you see code editor. We will write our code here. So I'm in desktop now. You can navigate here as this. In Python folder, I am here in contents, installations, and now I will create a new folder. Name it as, I click on this icon, by the way, new folder, and name it as Anaconda. In Anaconda, I will now create a new empty notebook, Python 3 notebook to write code. Launcher, this is launcher. If you don't see it, you should click on this plus icon here. It will open a new launcher for you. So in launcher, I will click on Python 3, and now it opens an empty Jupyter notebook here. I can rename this. Right click on the tab and click on rename notebook. So name it as Anaconda install. Now this is my Jupyter notebook, and as you see, I save it here. Its extension is IPyMB. This is Jupyter notebook extension. This is the cell, and we write everything in the cells in Jupyter notebook. I will deep dive in cell details. So just want to show you that if I click on print hello world, and this is the run button, if I run this, it will run this cell and print on hello world. That's and I can save it here. This is a kernel here, something like session, and we will talk about this later, kernel sessions. So that's all. Jupyter Lab is here. It's all up and running. We started it from Anaconda Navigator. And let me show you one more thing, that in the beginning, before installing the Anaconda, this prompt here, Conda version, wasn't giving me anything. So if I click this again, it will not give me, because this session doesn't know Anaconda. If I close this and opened command prompt again, Windows command prompt again, now if I click, now if I write, let me make it bigger. If I write Conda version, now you see Anaconda version is here. This is Anaconda, and let us see our Python version, also Python version is here. To see where Anaconda is, where Conda, it will show me the installation locations. That's all. As you see, we set everything for Anaconda and for Jupyter Lab. So we will deep dive Jupyter Lab and basics. See you in the next video.